This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
Well, we're back after a long week of regional basketball tournament action, which leads into state tournament action this week. But we do have a full lineup on this program. Today's program being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne, Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, Platte Valley Bank ×2 on Vanda High and at the corner of Pershing and College, Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange directly across from Powers Field, and Menards Medicap Pharmacy. Bluegrass Circle, right across from Texas Roadhouse on Bluegrass Circle. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue in Cheyenne. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, and it's scoreboard time. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
NHL action for tonight. Only a few games on the slate. Buffalo Sabres at home. They will take on the Washington Capitals. Winnipeg Jets at home. They will host the Arizona Coyotes. Florida Panthers travel out to St. Louis to see the Blues. Edmonton Oilers at home. They will take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And last but not least, the Avalanche on the road in Staples. They will take on the LA Kings. Happening tonight. Do want to at least remind folks coming up this weekend, at least this Thursday, will be day one of the state tournament featuring both boys and girls action. We will have 3 teams in action coming up this Thursday. We'll start at 9 a.m. with Cheyenne Central Lady Indians as they will take on the number 3 seed out of the West, that being Green River, the Lady Wolves. Again, that is a 9 a.m. tap time up there at Casper College. Boys action will fall, by, at least with that contest, at noon. It'll be the number 3 team out of the East, Cheyenne East, taking on number 2 out of the West, Casper Kelly Walsh, defending 4A state champions. As a noon o'clock, at least tentative start time. Again, that game also too happening at Casper College. And then rounding out Thursday's action, it will be at 6 o'clock. They're live from Casper College. Be the number 1 team, the Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds, who are your 4A East regional champions. They will take on the number 4 seed out of the West, that being Star Valley Lady Braves. And that is 6 o'clock for Thursday. So 3 games on the slate this Thursday, as it is state tournament time here in the state of Wyoming.
NBA scoreboard, just 3 games on tonight's schedule. The Hornets will take on the Hawks. That will be in the State Farm Arena, Atlanta, GA. We have the Bucks and the Nuggets tonight. They will battle in the Pepsi Center. Nuggets stand at 42-21 for the season, and it'll be the Raptors and the Jazz. They will get together in the Vivint Smart Home Arena in Salt Lake City. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
All right, if you're a gamer, you know the world of gaming is full of amazing gear. Portable cannons, flying tanks, whoa, like that one, mythic artifacts. But the most advanced tool in gaming today isn't even in the game. It's right in your hand. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel is purpose-built for gaming, created with pro gamers for gamers. What does that mean? It means it's formulated with ingredients that have been shown to improve accuracy, whoa, and alertness. And Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel tastes great too. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel even comes in a special can with a uniquely textured grip, so it's easy to refuel between respawns. The ones you're furiously trying to avoid? Hey, there we go. So next time you log online, gear up. Get the drink designed for gaming. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Next hour, we will talk with Eric Westling, the Cheyenne East girls basketball coach, as he will join us around 4:10. Then we'll get a chance to talk with Steve Soza from Western Wyoming Community College as the Mustangs moving on in the playoffs. As now,
well,
I guess
they won the playoffs.
Yeah, they won the playoffs. Now they move into the what would it be, the NJCAA national tournament? Is that
There
how
you
it
go.
goes?
They won their at least conference, that being Region 9, at least taking down, I do believe, Northeastern Junior College there in Sterling on Saturday, so they got the automatic bid. They at least was announced today of the selection committee that they're already determining they'll play at Hutchinson, Kansas. That's where the national tournament happens on the men's side, but they will be the number 13 seed heading into that contest. So again, we'll talk with Coach about that, his at least team getting the victory, and also too, again, getting the automatic bid. Talk about his thoughts of at least heading on into the national tournament. Again, that coming up, I do believe, about next week is when they'll head down to Kansas.
And you might want to mention, too, it was all northern teams winning, as on the ladies' side. And part of my voice has just been bad here for about the last week now, and I don't have the COVID-19. Casper, Lady Thunderbirds.
Lady Thunderbirds pulled off the upset victory against the number 2, at least that being the number 2 team in the land, Western Nebraska. Again, that game being at Casper College, so Lady Thunderbirds had that slight advantage being at home to take down the number 2 team in the land. But yes, Casper College and Lady Thunderbirds are your Region 9 women's champions. They will have the automatic bid. I do believe selection committee is having, at least selection process is happening now on the women's side for D1 basketball. So Casper College, they got the automatic bid. They are your Region 9 champions. And Wednesday we will talk with Coach Canary. We'll have his thoughts of winning that Region 9, also to moving on to the national tournament. We'll see what seeding they are and who their upcoming opponent will be. So again, here in the state of Wyoming, out of Rock Springs, Western Wyoming, on the men's side gets it done. Casper College gets it done on the women's side. Here in Cheyenne, you got to feel, or at least for Coach Ortmeyer and his squad, hey,
They beat Casper.
Yeah, the only loss they had in the division was against LCCC, so you beat a team that's now moving on to the national tournament. So, again, maybe for those freshmen, a little boost possibly heading into the sophomore season of, hey, you beat a team that was nationally ranked, a team that's heading to the national tournament, and we'll see what they do, at least down in Lubbock, Texas.
I would think those freshmen next year, sophomores, need more 5-hour energy drinks because they were flat as a tire when they played up at Sheridan here most recently. We are awaiting the arrival of head coach Tagg Lain of the Cheyenne Central Indians. He is supposed to join us here at this particular time. So, again, we are waiting for him to come on by. As you mentioned, state tournament comes up this weekend for high school.
And we already have controversy for the state tournament that's been a buzz throughout the state of Wyoming. And, again, it's not just Class 4A, but, again, it's made its effects of what happened this past weekend up in Thunder Basin, up in Gillette, Wyoming, of what happened. Again, that's why we're waiting. We'll talk with Tagg Lain about his thoughts on everything. Again, if you were under a rock this entire weekend, Cheyenne Central on the men's side, the team that was number 1 in Class 4A on the boys' side throughout, a team from the get-go. They were dominant. They went unbeaten in the state of Wyoming during the regular season, but come regional tournament time, they slipped up. Well, they slipped up twice. And the Central High Indians, a team that I thought was going to cruise on into the state tournament, get the championship, well, they are home for the state tournament. They have been eliminated. They are not going on the state tournament. Again, the only 3 teams that we do have representing from the city of Cheyenne, that being the East High Lady Thunderbirds and the Central High Lady Indians. Again, Cheyenne South, both boys and girls did not make it on. Cheyenne South got close to that third-place game, but unfortunately kind of ran into a Thunder Basin team. But other than that, though, again, both Cheyenne South teams not making it to the state, and also, too, the Central High Indians not making it to the state tournament.
Well, let's keep it on the ladies' side. Cheyenne Central Indians probably were the biggest surprise at the tournament. Again, with the injury to Delbridge, and again, playing through the pain because she did not play the last 2 weekends. Coach Kirkbride kept her out of play, but she ponied up to the bar.
Well, the big surprise was that Friday up in Thunder Basin, Oregon. You were at Thunder Basin High School taking on that Lady Bolts team, that number 1 Lady Bolts team for the final polls of the season. A team that took care of business against Central. The game that we had, we saw front and center that Central looked absolutely just terrible against the Lady Bolts.
And again, terrible officiating in that contest. I mean,
but either way, though,
way too many fouls.
Central essentially got embarrassed up there at Thunder Basin during the regular season. But on Friday, though, they took care of business, managed to pick up the victory against Thunder Basin at Thunder Basin, and moved on to that championship game where they eventually fell to Cheyenne East, the Lady Thunderbirds. But either way, though, for Cheyenne Central and Coach Glenn Kirkbride, His Lady Indians, though, are going to the state tournament. They'll enter that state tournament as the number 2 seed at least.
Right. And, you look at the brackets thus far, too, on all 3 of our local teams. And, again, day 1 will be at Sweet Erickson Gymnasium. And, again, I've seen, in my 30-some years, I've seen great teams come out of Cheyenne and lose on opening day as number 1 seeds.
Well, and the scary thing is for the boys' side, as I mentioned, again, this is a repeat of what happened last year in the first round of the state tournament. Granted, this game was being played at Kelly Walsh. This time it will be played at that neutral site, quote-unquote, at Casper College. But again, it is a rematch of Cheyenne East versus Casper Kelly Walsh, where last year Kelly Walsh, the Trojans, surprised them, shocked the world, so to speak, beat Cheyenne East, granted, albeit it was at Casper Kelly Walsh, but then found a way to gain a little momentum and eventually are your defending 4A state champions, which they are still currently your defending 4A state champions. So a team that you can't, again, overlook, so to speak. They've been here. They did it, done it. They know what it takes to get that championship, and they can easily do it again. Yeah.
So, but you look on the ladies' side, I like the bracketing. Thus far, obviously, East draws the Lady Braves of Star Valley. They're okay. But again,
I don't overlook them.
No, on any given day. And then you look at Cheyenne Central's draw. They draw
Green River. But that is
and the
that's
Lady
a
Wolves,
scary one.
And the Lady Wolves are a much improved outfit. So, yes, I will.
For Cheyenne Central,
I won't hand that one to the Lady Indians.
Yeah, for the Lady Indians, you got a tough opponent for Green River that's been kind of sitting idly by in the West, kind of controlling and dominating the West. They at least slipped up in their regionals, but again, as we saw on both the East and West sides, some of these top dog teams did slip up and again have not, or at least one of note did not make it to that state tournament. So for Cheyenne Central, again, Cheyenne Central on the Lady Indian side, you got a tough draw with Green River. That is a tough 2-3 out right there. And again, on the boys' side, Cheyenne East with Casper Kelly Walsh, a rematch of last year's opening round. You saw what happened, but if anything, for Coach Rusty Horsley, maybe that's a little motivational factor of, hey, this team beat us last year. Let's beat them this year.
Well, and again, too, tip your cap to Cheyenne East. They're playing at the top of their game right now. Perfect timing. You do it in tournament time.
Yeah, for both boys and girls, without a doubt.
And where last year we were talking about Eric Oliver, now we're seeing Xavier McCourt stepping forward and taking and putting the team on his back. But he's getting help. Again, Chance Allmiller, you look at Buell, Rail, all these guys are all stepping up right now and are good supporting cast, along with Demetrius McCord as well, too. So Coach Horsley has his team pointed the right direction. Like you mentioned, it's not at Casper Kelly Walsh, which was a crying shame that was put at Kelly Walsh last year. And again, it seems like, well, I have a commentary that I've written, and it may not bode well with a lot of people, but
again, it was mixed emotions this entire weekend, whether on social media. I posted my thoughts were, and again, we've been vocal about this new regional tournament format that it's complete garbage.
There's a lot of things that go into this commentary that I put in.
You can get onto it whenever that at least again as we're waiting Coach Tagg Lain, what you gonna
and again, here's my commentary. You can take it for what it's worth. And again, I have no qualms about having Ron Laird comment on this as well.
He's not going to.
Well, sure, if we post it. But I wrote this out, so this is written in broadcast form, not in letter form. I feel this must be said after the exit, and again, this is a commentary of yours truly, Larry Proati. I feel this must be said after the exit of Cheyenne Central's boys basketball team from the most recent regional tournament held at Thunder Basin High School in Gillette. The Indian season wrapped up at 20-3 after going undefeated throughout the preseason and the conference season in the state of Wyoming. Let's start breaking down this idiotic postseason regional tournament where you no longer get the automatic bid to the state tournament for winning the conference season. Before the introduction of the quadrant system, now to 16 schools to Class 4A basketball, there was only 12 schools or 12 Class 4A squads.
Well, and again, with the factor of you got now Thunder Basin as an additional school, you have Cheyenne South, whatever. And again, the mixture of moving some schools like Star Valley that dominated in 3A, you move them up the challenge.
Back in the day, you had Evanston and you had the Casper schools. Both.
But again, we've seen fluctuation up and down.
Let me finish here. So, 6 teams in the East and West, or back in the day, North and South. They were always split into 2 separate divisions. And they would head to the postseason with the top 2 teams in each conference receiving automatic bids to the state tournament. The reward for competing and winning the conference title and the runner-up spot. Under the 6-team format, seed number 1 and 2 drew a bye on the first day of the regional tournament on Thursday, so it was a 3 versus 6 and a 4 versus 5 matchup on day 1, with the loser wrapping up their season, the winners moving on to play for seeding and a chance to win the regional tournament. And in some cases, number 1 seed could get upset on a Friday or a championship Saturday, but nonetheless, they had earlier punched their ticket to the state tournament. This tournament format had been in play for quite a while until the Wyoming High School Activities Association came up with this current brilliant idea: add quadrants and extend postseason play. Also, the brilliant idea of adding 3A schools into the quadrants because there isn't enough 4A schools to fill the 16-team membership. However, for Class 4A football, we don't have quadrants, but just 10 teams. And teams 9 and 10 in the standings do not get a postseason invite, only teams 1 through 8 in the standings. So winning the title is very important for seeding purposes for the state playoffs, but teams 9 and 10 are not eligible to play. Where's the fairness in that, Wyoming High School Activities Association? Those 4A schools play at least 1 game less than everyone else. So to Commissioner Ron Laird, I feel it's time for you to step down from your position because no one has a clue of what the hell the Washoe is doing, and I'm fearful you will screw up the upcoming girls' fast pitch campaign that will be introduced next season. Here's my feeling and my feeling only. First, if it doesn't benefit the city of Casper, then why even do it? Because Casper offers so much that the rest of the state can't compete with facilities, hotels, and such. To hell with this centrally located crap. If it doesn't benefit Natrona or Casper Kelly Walsh initially, then it's not a good idea. Most recently, state basketball last year opening around at KW, with the Trojans hosting Cheyenne East. Should have never been played there. You know it, I know it. A marked home court advantage for Casper Kelly Walsh. And most recently, a clerical error at the state wrestling meet that allows Kelly Walsh to snatch the wrestling title away from Green River. And
that's marred in controversy as well, too. There's conspiracy theories about all that of, whether it was a coach's or an AD's son or whatever. Again, you have a big controversy, but again, it's been kind of squelched of recent, but it did, at least it was kind of a big middle finger to the Green River.
And you, Mr. Laird, know that Green River was robbed of that title, and I will not go any further on that discussion. Also, I feel that you stacked the deck against other schools with your association with Gillette. For the longest time, Campbell County High School was able to be one school and pretty much dominating most high school athletics until a statewide cry of foul that the city of Gillette should be allowed to have 2 high schools, while the city of Cheyenne was breaking off into 3 high schools already. Gillette was allowed to be 1 and continued their dominance of athletics while the talent pool was being shuffled around here in Cheyenne. So bottom line, return the basketball Class 4A format to its original format and return the Class 4A to 12 teams. The idea that makes sense for hoops would be going back to a North-South conference. The choice of Green River, Evanston, depending on school size to join the South. For the North, it's Cody or Riverton. Quit plunking teams that have dropped to the 3A ranks because of school size and bringing up the 4A basketball. If not, then it's time to look at 3A football powerhouses like Powell, Douglas, and Star Valley, for example.
It's not even 3A. But you go a Mountain View of what happened, again, infamous of how widespread that score was against Burns in their playoff game, and that was just Class 2A.
All right, but let's start thinking about moving them into the Class 4A ranks, and we can have the same format as basketball for football. Oh, that's right. It won't work. Just ask the Western Athletic Conference when they went to a 16-team format. My final thought is about your NFHS monopoly of live streaming during the playoffs. So the Wyoming High School Activities Association and participating schools rake in some cash from your subscribers as you present a fair product. Even though you heard the complaints from across the state that don't like that production that our local community of broadcasters has presented, most notably my company. I remember the days at Campbell County High School where the cable company there would televise their games and visiting media such as myself would broadcast from the stands because their booth would be filled up with the radio and cable on the local side. Then you tried for quite an extended time a TV contract with K2 at the state tournament. Now, with social media as well as broadcast media being as prevalent as it is, we too in the broadcast industry had to broaden our horizons to compete. And to compete, we had to present a presentation for both the ear and eye, and our costs are covered by the local advertising community with no cost incurred to the average listener and viewer. But you instituted this NFHS monopoly only during the playoffs to shut us out. Shame on you for doing that. Once again, I'm requesting that you ride off into the sunset before you do more damage to the athletic programs for our Wyoming high schools and call it a career. Resign today. Maybe the state and Wyoming High School Activities Association can give you a participation ribbon for your efforts as well.
All right. Anyways, again, we'll talk more about that. Again, with head coach Tagg Lain, did get an update that unfortunately he can't join us in studio. We'll have to give him a call. So, again, we should get him on the line as we were supposed to get him on here about a couple minutes ago. So, let's take a break.
We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more right here on Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and
knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The Coin Shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise, for today's skies becoming mostly sunny. Expected daytime high 52. Westerly winds at 10 to 15. Gusting as high as 25. Partly cloudy for tonight, a low down to 29. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny with a chance of sprinkles developing during the afternoon. It's going to be a little bit on the breezy side. Westerly winds at 10 to 20. Look for a daytime high near 54. And mostly clear Tuesday night, a low 31.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Larry Peretti along with Nick Peretti. You know, I was shocked when Appalachian State beat Michigan I was shocked in 2018 when the University of Maryland, Baltimore County pulled off the most shocking upset in NCAA tournament, a 16 seed beating number 1 seed Virginia. In 2020, I'm shocked that the Cheyenne Central Indians are not participating in this year's state tournament. We bring on head coach Tagg Lain of the Cheyenne Central Indians. And, Coach, you know, it started out good Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Wow. Sorry to say the wheels came off.
Yeah, especially late in the third quarter, you know, against Thunder Basin, big difference and some swings there at the end of that quarter. And for us, things kind of started with slipping away when Ryan twisted his ankle and came out of the game. I think we had a 4 or 6 point lead there, and then Ryan came back in and competed tough. But by the time he came back, we were down, and they had momentum. And I think they hit 7 threes there in the third quarter, and, you know, a bunch of them in the last minute. In 40, they had a 4-point play. We had a possession where we went inside and, you know, missed a shot, maybe could have gotten a foul call and didn't, and they came to the other end and made a 3, and the referee called, I would say, a bad call on the and 1, and it gave them a 4-point play right there at the end of the quarter. And that extended the lead to 10, and it was we fought back a little bit in the fourth, but it was a hill a little bit too high to climb with a team that was going to spread you out and use their quickness to kind of take the air out of the ball a little bit and make us chase.
You know, Coach, when you keep fresh legs on the court, when you're putting in little Beaumont and you're putting in Cates and Burns, you always like to keep Stampley out there because he is a tremendous ball handler for you. As you mentioned here with that little injury, I mean, could you feel that momentum shift without him handling the basketball in the backcourt?
Yeah, I mean, right away we got an offensive foul called on Nathaniel. Although Nathaniel's a great point guard and can handle it, you know, we're just so much better off with him at the wing because he provides some support on handling the ball from there. And when you lose Ryan, you lose that support as well. And then Nathaniel got a call. We got a kind of a mix-up and a turnover. So we got a couple turnovers, you know, right there at that point. And it wasn't just Nate. We got some turnovers from our wings, and they got out and extended their pressure as soon as Ryan came out. Was a good move for them. But the big thing is they just kept making threes every chance they got, and they ran up a bunch of points quick.
And again, the Bolts have been known to do that throughout the season of just how deadly they were from behind the arc. But again, this is the Thunder Basin team that eventually got the 9-point victory over your squad and then eventually moved on to the championship game, which they are your 4A, at least East Regional champions after defeating Sheridan. But again, we move on to at least Saturday's contest where, at least in the mid-afternoon, you took on the crosstown rival Cheyenne East, where the Thunderbirds basically showed up in that contest and again, just looked behind and again moved on to that third-place game, winning that contest by a final of 66-41. Talk a bit about Saturday's action, taking on the crosstown foe of Cheyenne East.
Well, first of all, I think, you know, Cheyenne East has a great team. They've been outstanding all year, and you know, really since Christmas, we were the only team that was able to beat them. And they got 4 wins in the Taco Johns and didn't lose a game to Scotts Bluff, didn't lose a game in the league, only lost 2 games to us. So they're a great team, and, you know, we had to recover quick. I think we ended up playing 2 games in like 18 hours. So we've gone through the whole entire season with 1 loss, and we got 2 losses in like an 18-hour stretch. So we just never really bounced back, I think, completely from the night before. But, you know, East came out and got the lead against us early. I thought we battled back a little bit. And Lawson picked up his second foul about midway through the second quarter, and by the time we got into the locker room, we had a pretty good hill to climb back from. And they just continued to kind of steamroll us in the second half. And I give them a lot of credit. I told those seniors that before the game from East, those guys, we knew that would be the last time we'd play each other because one of us was moving on and one of us wasn't. And I said, hey, man, I am not going to miss trying to figure out ways to beat those guys. They are a great bunch of seniors, and I think Rusty has done a great job with them. And the McCord twins and Miller, those three guys have been a thorn in our side and been outstanding players for a long time here. And I think they got a great chance to go on and win it this week, and I wish them a lot of luck.
So your team goes to the regular season here in the state of Wyoming unbeaten. Again, in the postseason this past weekend up there in Gillette at Thunder Basin High School, you pick up 2 losses, the first 2 losses in the state of Wyoming against Thunder Basin and Cheyenne East, which again is going to lead into my next at least thought for you, Coach, of for Cheyenne Central, a team that I believed a lot across the state of Wyoming believed that you would be in the state tournament. Not just in the state tournament, but possibly raising that 4A state championship as well too for your Indian squad. But with this new regional tournament format, again, we've had your thoughts on it, but now being on the kind of losing side of it, of again being the number 1 team throughout the entire campaign, 2019 to 2020, and now you're not even making it on the state tournament. Want to get your thoughts, Coach, on just what happened this past weekend, this tournament format, and again. Were you robbed, so to speak, of that state tournament appearance?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say we were robbed, but I don't love the system. And, I think when we initially went into this, it was something that our coaches and our AD talked about, and we were one vote to not go into this format out of 16. And I think we were the only team out of 16 that didn't like this format. The vote was 15-1. But I think this will be a format that will be looked at and discussed, and I think has a chance to change because, a year ago we made it to the state tournament beating Thunder Basin, who had gotten to the semis and then dropped down to us, and that's a big advantage. And we knocked off Thunder Basin, and they went home, and this year it was the reverse. We won our first game, and then we got knocked out. It's tough. It's really tough. But I think I will say this. I think guys pointed out that Virginia 2 years ago being beaten by a 16, and the next year they won it, and we're going to come back with a vengeance and be ready to play next year and have a lot of motivation, that's for sure.
Coach, and I mentioned this in my commentary, and I'll be the whiner about it. And I've seen it probably, you and I have seen a lot of regional tournaments in our day. But even with the Mountain West Conference tournament, if you win the conference, you're rewarded with a bye. And this used to be the format, whether it was north, south, east, west, you win the conference season, you got your ticket punched to state automatically, and then you basically played for seeding. On a Friday, you would take Thursday night off, and you would play Friday, and you'd play Saturday. And there's a possibility you could lose on a Saturday. That's fine. No one had a problem with that. The problem I have is this new format right now. It's basically, this is a modified softball tournament. I don't really like it. I think it really, if you lose on day one, sorry, your season's over. That's the way it should be.
I really agree with that, and I will tell you that what it ended up happening is you get a little bit of advantage being able to play, a weaker opponent and kind of recover from your loss, and then come into another elimination game and face a team that's just had their heart ripped out. And I think if you look at the regionals this year, 3 of the 4 teams that were in the semis got beat and are not going to state. So that's just, from the other side and our side, the one team that didn't get beat was Gillette. They were able to pull out a win up at their place. But every other team that won their first game isn't going to state, that lost their second game. And so it just goes to show it's very tough to turn around and pick up a win. And I think it's a better way of evaluating when you've got some time to prep for an opponent, and if that's going to be the game that everything's riding on, and you get beat, I mean, you get beat. But it's tough when you are coming off a loss and trying to figure out a way. It really worked out to us and to East's disadvantage that, you know, we have to play each other for a trip to the state tournament when we've been the two top teams all season long, or at least since Christmas. And I would have felt just as bad, you know, had East not made the state tournament as I do for us. But, you know, it's something we'll have to learn from and grow from. And we got a lot of kids coming back, and boy, I tell you, they're going to have a lot of motivation, and we'll see what happens.
Let's talk about your young athletes, though, Tagg. After, again, a weekend that was up there in Thunder Basin, where now that group that was building something special this season, again, heading into that regional tournament, only one loss, and again, it was outside of the state of Wyoming, at least coming in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, against Scottsbluff, the Bearcats, where, again, you were riding high, a lot of momentum. Again, it was a team that was a team of destiny, so to speak, or at least we all anticipated that's what this team was going to do for your Central Iowa Indians. But talk about your young athletes, of how emotionally taxing this weekend was for them, and also for yourself, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it was an emotional weekend. I can't express how much, but I will tell you, through all the tears and the emotion after we were eliminated, I just came away with even a greater respect for my seniors, all four of them. Even though, you know, Dawson was hurt this year, he was with us all the way through recovering from his knee surgery. All four of those guys addressed the team Saturday, and I thought that the things that they talked about really demonstrated their character and their love for this program and their teammates, and they've left a great legacy, and we've put together a great season, and it ends there. But I'm really proud of the team that we've got and the group that we played with all year, and I won't forget this team. It's a special team.
Yeah, and again, Ryan and Randy and Ethan also just great contributors to that squad this season as well, and during their time. Coach, real quick, let me ask you this question. And you know, I mean, your guys are a very good outfit, and again, they should be participating this weekend. You know it, I know it, the state knows it. But my question is to you: did pressures, or was it just fatigue that caught up with this team? Like you mentioned, you had to turn around within 18 hours and play again. You know, was it the pressure that got to them?
You know, I think there's, you know, always a lot of pressure on everybody, but I think, you know, we had not had to deal with a loss, you know, in a long time. And I don't think that our guys had, you know, any idea that this was going to happen to them. And we put a lot of effort and energy into that game against Thunder Basin, and we competed as tough as we could. And in the end, I think we just were not ready to play. We tried to do, you know, they had a players meeting when we got back to the hotel. We tried to do what we could to recover and bounce back. You know you need to. Your mind's telling you, but the heart is hurting and the body's a little sore. And then, you know, our leader and our heart and soul in Ryan Stampley is playing about 80%. You know, and you know, just a little bit of a wounded team and playing a great opponent. I would give East the credit for knocking us out more than our guys saying that they, you know, choked or, you know, pressure or any of those types of things. We came to play. They played better than us and that day, and they deserve to go on.
Well, Coach, the unfortunate thing is that the offseason now starts for Cheyenne Central for your squad, but, you know, as we kind of move on and we look forward to 2020, 2021 right now for the Indians and your team for next season, where, again, you alluded to, and we all know that you're returning a lot of talent, and, again, that being the big of Lawson Lovering, you got Talich coming back, you got this and that big-time names returning for your team, Coach. What does the offseason look for your Indians?
Oh, man, I tell you, we're going to go to work, and we'll start working next week. And I think our guys are as motivated as ever before, and we're just we'll come in and do what we need to do to be a great team again next year. And we'll have a different point guard, so that's going to be an adjustment. We'll have some different guys, but we're going to have another big athletic and talented group of kids coming back, and I like our chances to be right at the top.
And going back on what Nick said too, Coach, you look at with the Storbo twins bouncing back and Burns, and also too, you got a lot of minutes from the underclassmen, the sophomores as well, because of the margin of victory. So you have basically everybody put on the floor next season. If this all comes to fruition next year, you got a very veteran squad that will know the ropes.
Yeah, well, we've got something to play for, and hopefully this will stick with us, and we'll use it as fuel. And I believe it's all about how you get off the mat and what you do with it, and we'll get off the mat, and we'll be back.
All right, Coach. Well, we thank you so much for joining us on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Thank you again for a great season by your Central Indians, and it was a pleasure covering your teams this season.
Thank you, guys. I can't emphasize it enough for how you follow us and how much you know about what's going on in this community and with our athletic programs, and really a special group, and we're happy to have you guys along all the time.
All right, sounds good. Coach, thanks so much. We'll be looking forward to catching up with you again very soon. Tagg Lain joined us here on 1480 KRAE. We will take a timeout, and we'll be back with more right here on 1480 KRAE. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
Every day we have the opportunity to lead by example. In delivering reliable, affordable, and responsible electricity to power what matters to you, we are taking bold steps to change how your energy is produced. With 50% of your electricity coming from renewable sources by 2024. Because as a cooperative, we are changing together. Whatever the future holds, we'll power it. Tri-State, cooperative power transformed.
All you good folks in Laramie and Goshen counties, listen up, please. Cheyenne Urological is now operating a satellite clinic in Torrington at 524 College Drive. Yes, top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence will now be provided by the highly trained staff of Cheyenne Urological in Torrington. So save yourself a trip and take advantage of the same wisdom, compassion, and expertise that served Cheyenne for over 30 years. Call Cheyenne Urological at 307-635-4131. MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in both Cheyenne and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151.
Hi, I'm Tristan Johnson, mortgage lender at Platte Valley Bank. A home is more than where you live. It's where you make a life. At Platte Valley Bank, we have tailored home loan products paired with great rates and friendly people so you can focus on making memories, not paperwork. I will work with you every step of the way to find the mortgage product that is right for you. Stop by Platte Valley Bank at 3310 North College Drive in Cheyenne or visit www.pvbank.com to get started today.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise, for today, skies becoming mostly sunny. Expected daytime high 52. Westerly winds at 10 to 15. Gusting as high as 25. Partly cloudy for tonight, a low down to 29. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny with a chance of sprinkles developing during the afternoon. It's going to be a little bit on the breezy side. Westerly winds at 10 to 20. Look for a daytime high near 54. And mostly clear Tuesday night, a low 31.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Larry Perotti, along with Nick Perotti. We were just talking off air, Nick and myself, talking about the regional tournaments. And again,
since I've been back, and again I've gone to Cheyenne East. I saw the format working. Top two teams get the automatic state bid. Again, we're granted also too back in the day. This is going back to 2007, 2008, being in attendance at Cheyenne East where there weren't as many teams. You know, Jacksons of the world, Star Valleys of the world were not a part of Class 4A. It was pretty much a 4A football was the same on 4A basketball. But
right.
Again, I made my thoughts on the social media side, on Twitter and also to Facebook over the weekend, following along with Chris Polton as he's up there at Thunder Basin, which he'll be up in Casper doing the state tournament this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, covering all three teams up there. Again, the two Cheyenne East squads and then Cheyenne Central Lady Indians. But seeing what happened where for Cheyenne Central, it was unfortunately that perfect storm with this new regional tournament format of here's a team that comes in, didn't lose, not once this entire season. On the road, at home, non-conference, taking on the western side, they did it all. They lost once in the state of Nebraska against Scottsbluff. But, again, a team that was dominant, talked about the entire stint from December on all the way to March. Team that I thought could run the table, had a good shot at it. Team that could easily have won the state championship. But to basically disrespect a team like that goes 20-1, one loss outside of the state of Wyoming, to not award them that automatic bid.
Not award, reward. Well, it's a reward.
Yeah, well, either way, though, again, to give them that opportunity for, again, battling through the regular season. Basically what we've talked about with this regional tournament, and again, it's for both Cheyenne Central and Cheyenne East. You talk about on the boys' side, those teams on Saturday, they're playing for their state title life. If Central found a way to get hot, we'd be saying the same thing for Coach Rusty Horsey, who came into that contest, the number 2 team in the state, again, where they had phenomenal, and Coach Tagg Lain alluded to as well, too. Hey, they dominated in the state of Wyoming, too. Their only losses were against that Cheyenne Central squad that went undefeated. So the fact that teams that battle and put their heart, sweat, soul, tears, everything on that court during the regular season to get where they are, to get those seedings to head into the regional tournament, it means nothing. And now you got that scenario right now. That's why we're in the midst of, is it a controversy? Because I would like to think so, of where, with the Wyoming High School Activities Association, you messed up big time. And this is right now the big black eye against your new tournament format of, you had a top dog team that exited out due to the fact that they were gassed out, ran into some injuries that weekend, and now is not competing for the phenomenal season that they did during the regular season.
And you could also throw in that
you basically went to those student athletes and said, thanks for playing. You worked your butts off. Who cares?
And you also could throw in that mix there, the Sheridan Bronx.
Yeah.
Boys team. They had a phenomenal season too. So really, East, Sheridan, and Central, of those three teams, at least Central we know should have had their ticket automatically punched.
Yeah.
I think East might have held the tiebreaker over Sheridan, if I'm not mistaken.
I do believe so.
Anyway, the point being, and that's where I went off on my commentary, we keep farting around with the system. And where Coach said,
And it's what is the benefit of it, of the new system? What is this new benefit for?
It's double elimination softball. Hey, you lose that first game, by golly, you got a chance to come up through the losers bracket.
Is it something that lower seeds, is it something to give those lower seeds entering in, whether it's from the north or south, an opportunity to make it on? Because as you look at the regional tournament on the girls and boys side, for the likes of Laramie, for Sheridan on the girls, Cheyenne South, guess what? They didn't move on.
Yeah, but you know what? They want to make it so
on the boys side. Let's see, Cheyenne South. They exited out after, again, 2 straight losses. We'll look at the 4 seed of Natrona County. Guess what? They made it on to the at least semifinals of the consolation bracket to get in that 3rd place game, but they lost to Campbell County. So again, your 4 seeds, where is this trying to benefit those lower down teams an opportunity? They still aren't going to the state tournament. So
this format was put into play. Especially, let's use Laramie, for example. They're taking 2 teams, and they're traveling all the way to Gillette. They don't want to do a one and done and go home.
It's pretty much cost-effective of where, school districts are hard for money. And, yeah.
And you know what? If you're going to have that kind of attitude about it, then you know what? Do like the Region 9 play-in games. Hey, Central host, number 8 or whatever.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
and then you meet.
That makes sense.
Then you meet the team that has the best records home, Cheyenne Central.
Yeah.
Again, correct me if I'm wrong, and I think you and myself discussed this. In the last 5 years, Gillette's hosted it the last 2 years. Campbell County High School, because there wasn't no Thunder Basin, and Thunder Basin. In between then, it's been in Cheyenne twice with South and East, and I do believe Laramie's had it once.
Yeah, Laramie was 3 years ago.
It hasn't been in Sheridan, and I know that I did that broadcast in Sheridan. I had to be about 9 years ago when I was with your sister. Your sister was helping me out back then. So it has been deprived out of Sheridan for the longest time. It's never held in Casper, like you said.
Unless that's to be determined for next season. But again, we don't know the location.
But it hasn't been at KW or Natrona because you don't want to do it back-to-back weeks. I don't know where the thinking is of the Wyoming.
Well, and also due to the fact that you have Casper for 2 seasons in one conference, where right now we have Natrona County. Well, guess what? After this season, they go bye-bye. We get Casper Kelly Walsh for the next 2. Again, will we get the realignment of North versus South instead of East versus West? That's to be determined as well, too, by the Activities Association. But again, this new regional tournament format, it's not good. And again, you got it right there front and center by Coach Tagg, Lain, where again, he's been vocal. And again, whether it's this season, the previous couple seasons that we've had him on the show, post at least that regional tournament, he's not been too happy about this new format. And again, it's not this season. It's been last season.
All coaches we talked to last year were not happy about it.
Because again, what it does, especially for some of these teams that work their butts off, yes, we want to have Cheyenne South have an opportunity at the state tournament. But it's not getting it done because due to the fact that, yes, they are running into these top elevated teams that are still at least getting those victories even in the postseason against Lady Fight Bison, for Sheridan on the girls' side, for Natrona County, whatever it may be. But it's essentially for those top-tier teams where, again, they work, they play their butts off, they find a way to get those victories throughout the entire season to basically say, yes, we are the top team right now in Class 4A. We are the top team in Class 4A on the east side or in the southeast quadrant, whatever it may be. To me, it basically spits in their face of going, as I mentioned beforehand, hey, congrats, you did great in the regular season, but who cares?
But let's look at the Mountain West. San Diego State. No, wait. That's not. I'm not picking
collegiate versus high school.
I'm not picking apples versus oranges here. But San Diego State, they won the conference. They drew a bye, didn't they?
They also fell to Utah State.
It don't matter. But again, that's for seeding purposes. Okay, when they get seeded, because they're going to get seeded.
Okay, that national tournament to state tournament.
No, but I'm talking about in the NCAA, they'll get seeded.
They should.
But the Mountain West Conference tournament is one and done. You're flying everybody from everywhere to Las Vegas. One game, and you're out. If you lose, you're done.
Which, again, those universities that make millions compared to the whatever monies of the high school, again, the monies I get on the high school side, but it's not a good format. Again, you can't compare.
This format stinks.
You can't compare.
It's terrible.
The two,
and again, with the addition of South and Thunder Basin, okay, you added 2 extra teams. But in the meantime, you lost Green River and Evanston. So that kind of opened the pool a little bit, for 4A teams. They wanted to drop down to 3A. They did in football. So stay in 3A for basketball.
But they're not.
I understand that. But again, you can't be 3A in one sport, 4A in the other. It doesn't make any sense. Because that would be the same. The same could be said for South.
Yeah, why is it South move down to 3A but yet play 4A basketball?
And don't give me school size again, because I'm sick and tired of hearing that.
Yeah.
Because we saw 50 East kids at one game and only 30 kids dressed for South. That's a 3A school that has 30 kids out for football.
Yeah. Same with Laramie as well, too, where, again, they ran into a lot of issues this season, too. Again, they found themselves dead last as well, too, in Class 4A on the football side. And same with basketball, where, again, they struggled on the girls' side, where they came in, again, the 4 seed out of the South Quadrant. Again, they didn't compete very well against Thunder Basin, and then eventually lost to Campbell County. So, again, Laramie Lady Plains would come into the 4 seed. They exit out early. Laramie Plainsmen, they came in as a 3 seed out of the South Quadrant, where they also too ran into issues that, again, they were 1-2 barbecue. They found 2 straight losses to exit out of that regional tournament.
So here is and again, we get away from the EWAC and the WWAC. We go to a South and North Conference. Your South Conference. We return to the I-80 series. Central, East, South, Laramie, Rock Springs, your choice between Green River or Evanston. One of those 2 teams is going to be 4A, the other one's going to be 3.
You would figure Green River would be that one to step up in the Evanston.
Your northern is Gillette, Campbell County, Thunder Basin, Natrona, Kelly Walsh. Then you go across the state. Is it going to be
so you're essentially the North and South conferences of 6 teams.
And Sheridan, and it's either Cody or Riverton. Don't give me Jackson. It's either be Cody or Riverton. That's going to be your 6 teams. Okay? North versus South, and then again, your regionals down here on the I-80 series, your regionals up there. You all meet up in Casper as per normal. You still play each other. You still could do the McDonald's invite. You still have the Energy Classics of the world. So it's not like we don't get to play Gillette or Thunder Basin. If it's
and now Casper with their preseason tournament that happens up there, again, that was a recent one, the Buick tournament or whatever that is now. So, again, you could even see Casper where teams coming in from the middle of the state to that.
And you see them in December. You see them December, early January, and then you don't see them again until March.
Yeah.
I think this is the only conference that makes sense, north-south. Because if you go east, you're going to have 3 teams down here plus Laramie. Laramie's going to always have to stay in the east.
Yeah.
And you're going to have either the 2 Gillette schools. You're going to move Sheridan to the west, which I think makes no sense.
No.
So I say go back to north-south. Again, Jackson does not belong in Class 4A. Star Valley does not belong in Class 4A. Sorry, Green River, you guys made that decision to go 3A. So you either stay in 3A or you come back to the 4A ranks. Evanston, same thing. They went to 3A.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make a decision here. What are you going to do, 4A or 3A? And again, same with Riverton. Riverton was Class 4A. They dropped to 3A. Cody was 4A. They dropped to 3A. So it's going to have to be the decision of those 4 schools who wants to be Class 4.
And we'll see what happens coming up in the state tournament where we talk about on both boys and girls side of how lopsided it is talent-wise, east versus west, where all the talent's pretty much here. On this side of I-25 here in the state of Wyoming, we're on the west side. Yeah, Star Valley on the boys' side, they're a 1 seed out of the west, but we'll see. We'll see how far they make it in the state tournament. Looking at their upcoming contest this Thursday up there at Casper College, they have the number 4 seed out of the east, Campbell County, the Camels. Camels should take care of business. We've seen that before. They got a lot of talent up there where they could easily upset that number 1 team out of the way.
And I know we need to get into the next hour real quick. I go back to Class 4A football. Same thing, too. Why should teams 9 and 10, this year Laramie and South, why should they play 1 less game than everybody else? I don't say play a toilet bowl. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
You know what? And I'm sorry if they got to play Sheridan South has to play Sheridan, but they get that extra football game.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that on basketball we make sure that everyone gets an opportunity. Where again, it's
in
kind of
football we punish the lower teams don't get to play,
and you punish Cheyenne South for majority of its existence right now for football of where they've been struggling.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, clearly the Activities Association it's flawed.
And again too, that's why I said earlier in my commentary, why isn't Powell? We hear that Powell's winning. Hey, move them up to Class 4A. They're too good for 3A.
What about on the football side, Torrington? Why is Torrington still sitting idly by?
Douglas, the Bearcats. They're good.
Mountain View as well, too.
Yeah,
Again, a lot of these teams where they're sitting idle right now in their classes, dominating.
The
Where's the
Wyoming High School Activities Association likes to dilly fart around. And this is what you've done now. You've messed things up. And what you did is you punished a very good team, possible state champions.
Yeah.
Possible state champions where they shouldn't have played.
They
should not have played Thursday, Nick. They should only play 2 games in that tournament.
Or again, they just had one bad weekend, and because of that, now they get punished, and now they sit in the off season after going one loss this entire regular season.
So I say to Ron Laird, bye-bye. Time for you to ride off in the sunset, pal. You've screwed up enough of the sports here in the state of Wyoming. We got to take a timeout. Hour number 2 coming up right here on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
Hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today. It's being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, open Monday through Sunday, Sundays noon until 8. First Tier Bank's right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Legs Auto Body, the main repair center over in Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range directly across from Powers Field and Menards. Platte Valley Bank, ×2. The original location on Vanda High, the east side location, College and Pershing. Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way, where the lot is filled with 2020s like Sorrento, Sportage, Soul, all for your inspection today. Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. And we want to thank Taco John's of Cheyenne. Location, South Greeley Highway, KRAE Avenue, downtown, Yellowstone Road, corner of Ridge and Pershing, corner of Ridge and Del Range. Taco John's of Cheyenne. And a scoreboard time is being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
NHL action for tonight. Buffalo Sabres at home hosting the Washington Capitals. You also, too, can see the Winnipeg Jets at home. They will take on the Arizona Coyotes. Florida Panthers will travel out to St. Louis to see the Blues at Enterprise Center. Edmonton Oilers at home. They will host the Vegas Golden Knights in a battle of the Pacific. And the Colorado Avalanche on the road taking on the LA Kings in Staples Center. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight. And do want to remind folks, coming up this Thursday here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear the contest. No video live streaming due to the fact of the NFHS blockade on us and other local entities around the state of Wyoming. Again, only audio for state tournament time Thursday, as it will be 9 a.m. At least action. That will be the first game of our contest, at least for our day. It will be Cheyenne Central, the Lady Indians, who are the 2 seed out of the East, taking on the number 3 seed out of the West. That would be Green River, the Lady Wolves. Noon will be boys action with Cheyenne East, the Thunderbirds, as they are the 3 seed out of the East. They will take on the number 2 seed out of the West. Casper Kelly Walsh, a rematch of last year's first round upset by the Trojans over Cheyenne East. And then 6 o'clock, we'll move back to girls action. That will be the number 1 team in Class 4A, that being the number 1 team in the East region. That is Cheyenne East, the Lady Thunderbirds. They will take on the number 4 seed out of the West, Star Valley. That is a 6 o'clock tentative start time. All games happening at Casper College coming up this Thursday.
Sorry to our listeners/viewers that have to pay for that crap by the NFHS. What a terrible production.
I was having issues all over the state.
I know. But do they care? No. NBA scoreboard on tap for tonight. It will be the Hornets and the Hawks at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, GA. Raptors Jazz tonight. That will be in the Vivint Smart Home Arena, Salt Lake City. And the 42-21 Denver Nuggets at home tonight. They got a good one. They'll play host to the Milwaukee Bucks in the can at the Pepsi Center. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we
SIPC.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. Family-owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise, for today's skies becoming mostly sunny. Expected daytime high 52, westerly winds at 10 to 15, gusting as high as 25. Partly cloudy for tonight, a low down to 29. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny with a chance of sprinkles developing during the afternoon. It's going to be a little bit on the breezy side. Westerly winds at 10 to 20. Look for a daytime high near 54, and mostly clear Tuesday night, a low 31.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Right now, we get a chance to talk to Eric Westling, Cheyenne East girls basketball head coach. Lady Thunderbirds coming in as the number one seed out of the East as we get ready for the upcoming state tournament. Coach
is riding a little bit of the high after the win, but
voice is gone too.
Yeah, I was going to say, you ran into the regional sickness.
Coach, congratulations first on winning the regional. And again, boy, you want to talk about a total team effort against Cheyenne Central. Kai Buell, Madison Blaney, Emma Jacobson, Bowden Lilliadall. Well, I'll tell you what, this was a total team win for you Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it sure was. Thanks. I think the kids this whole weekend, they pretty much showed what these kids are all about. They've been there for each other all year, and this weekend was no different.
Was Cheyenne Central, the Lady Indians, were they the surprise team of this tournament? Because we know that Delbridge had been injured, and Coach Kirkbride had held her out for a couple of weekends. And I mean, give this young lady a lot of her credit. She came out there and she was laying it all out on the floor, and every time she hit the deck, it looked like she was not going to be able to get up. But were they the surprise team of this regional tournament?
Yeah, I don't know about surprise, but they definitely showed what they're capable of against Thunder Basin. Delbridge is just a tough kid, and they missed her the last time we played her. So I think they showed definitely against Basin how good they are.
Both you and the Lady Indians during the regular season paid a visit up to Campbell County High School as well as Thunder Basin. Two tough enemy gyms to win in, and again, especially when you go and play in Gillette, you almost feel like the deck is stacked against you. Did your young ladies ever feel that pressure being on the floor for those 3 days?
Fortunately for us, I don't know if just where the Gillette teams were, we didn't get that feeling too much. But our resolve, our kids, I keep saying it all year, our kids' resolve and their ability to look past anything but what they need to do to get a win kind of helps us focus in and not worry about that stuff.
Looking at the route for Cheyenne East to get to that championship on the at least 4A East regional side. At least the first matchup on Thursday, taking on number 4 seed out of North Sheridan, took care of business there. Then seeing the number 2 team out of the North, that being Natrona County, where again got the victory, and then eventually in the championship game, Cheyenne East versus Cheyenne Central, which again was a close one, but the East Lady Thunderbirds are your 4A East regional champions. They will be the number 1 team out of the East. They will see Star Valley coming up this Thursday game we will have here on 1480 KRAE. But, Coach, looking at that bracket, we talked about Thunder Basin where they were gaining a lot of momentum and steam here towards the tail end of the season. On your side as a head coach, looking at that bracket, seeing that Thunder Basin was on the opposite side of that bracket, that's got to be something that was a little thankful or at least a little hopeful wishing on your behalf looking at least on Thursday.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to Glenn after our game, and Green River's a tough team too. Kelly has some length on that side too, but not the Thunder Basin's been the best team in the state. So we preach to our kids, you got to win every game, and so we're not looking past Star Valley for sure, but they're on our side, and we know that we're going to have to play a heck of a game, but so are they. So. One game at a time, but we're just trying to make sure that no matter what, to get to that game on Saturday, you just have to win them all.
Well, let's preview this Thursday's matchup with Star Valley, where, Coach, you've probably seen a lot of game film as of right now for the Lady Braves. That game happening again this Thursday up at Casper College. 6 o'clock is the tentative start time between Cheyenne East and Star Valley. But what are some of the threats or the posing problems that the Lady Braves bring to the table against your team?
They play man-to-man defense, and their offense is one that they're definitely very fundamental in what they do, and so they try and dictate pace that way, and that can lead to some low scores. So just even looking at this year, when teams try and affect our pace and they are successful, it gets us bothered a little bit, but hopefully by this point we've had enough of that to understand that we can't let that happen.
Coach, you've been on the bench as an assistant coach and now as the head coach. You know what the state tournament's all about up in Casper, and, of course, you got to get through day 1 to move on to day 2, day 1 at Sweet Erickson Gym and day 2 in the event center. How do you keep – and, again, I've seen great number 1 seeds fall on day 1, so how do you keep the young ladies focused one game at a time, Thursday into Friday into Saturday?
You stay positive with the kids, but you just remind them of those moments of adversity during the season that maybe we didn't respond as well as we'd like to, that nobody's a pushover in this state, and you've got to treat it as such. And like you said, it's one and done, really. It's a state tournament, so you can't look anywhere but the game ahead of you.
Looking after this past regional tournament, Coach, as we head into the state tournament, teams, all 8 that are still competing for that 4A championship right now, again, banged up, have their issues, but give us a kind of health update for your Lady Thunderbirds. Where are we at? Any noticeable injuries that the Lady Thunderbirds have to fight through before Thursday?
Injury-wise, we're pretty good. We got some kids with just getting over a little bit of the bug. So that's about it for us, really. We're injury-wise, we're healthy. Just getting over a little bit of the crud that's been going around, and we're on the downhill side of that as well.
Coach, I'm not a fan of this regional tournament format, and I've already expressed my opinion about it on the show today. But you had 3 games this past week, so you know exactly what to expect Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if you have 3 games in the offing coming up for your Lady Thunderbirds. How are the legs for the Lady Thunderbirds? Did this weekend help them get prepared for this weekend?
I think it did. We talked a lot about that on Saturday. This is how do we want to perform on hopefully another Saturday in a championship game that'll be a week away. And like I say, we don't look ahead, but it's a great way to kind of stimulate what that next time is like if you're fortunate enough to be there. So I feel like we're right where we want to be. Didn't really get at our legs too much, but I think we're good to go.
Well, Coach, we wish you all the best, and I know Chris Polton will be with you up in Casper at the Swede coming up on Saturday evening as you get the late contest at 6 o'clock.
How about Thursday?
Thursday, excuse me. I'm already moving them ahead to – well, that's a good thing, Coach. I'm moving you to Saturday. That means you're in the championship round, right?
Let's do it. Yeah.
No, but anyway, I mean, you have to – do you get out there and watch quite a few games, or do you kind of keep the young ladies at the hotel and just kind of – relax until until it's showtime?
We take the pulse of the girls. If they want to go back to the hotel, we'll send the coach back with them. But we're as coaches, there's a reason we do this. So I think we could live at the gym and watch games all day, but we give the kids the option.
All righty, Coach. Well, hopefully I got a prelude for the East Thunderbirds. I have a vision for you, and Saturday night we'll be seeing you in the championship round.
All right, I like it. Thank you.
All right, Eric Westling, head coach of the East Lady Thunderbirds, joining us on 1480K. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We have yet another head coach joining us right here on 1480 KRAE.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials.
Our Super Radio buys heard only right here feature Jack Daniels Gentleman Jack Tennessee Whiskey, 750 milliliter bottle, $21.99. Stella Artois 12-pack of 11.2-ounce bottles or cans, $15.49. And Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, 750 milliliter bottle, $11.99.
Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader. Winter driving in Wyoming. Are you prepared? Winter storms strike quickly across Wyoming's high plains and the mountains. When they do, driving conditions can deteriorate.
We live here, and we support our entire community 24/7, 365. Just because it has a window dressing doesn't mean it isn't a facade. A reminder from KYOY and 1480 KRAE. Are you thinking about buying a new water heater? You could spend $1,300 or more on a gas-fired water heater. Or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
Okay, seniors, it's time to get up and start moving and balancing. That's right, the AARP Cheyenne Community Group is having Jason Marquez from North Platte Physical Therapy at our Wednesday 1 p.m. March 11th meeting, teaching us moving and balancing exercises. This meeting will be held at the Foxcrest Senior Center, 4125 Cox Court, and it's free and open to the public. So get up and start moving and balancing. Join us 1 p.m. Wednesday, March 11th at the Foxcrest Senior Center.
Brandt Audiology and Sherrard Hearing Centers have teamed up and are now Brandt Audiology and Tinnitus. Hi, I'm Dr. Ruby Zubrod. Our new team allows us to work with Audibel and all national hearing aid brands. We now cover many communities in the southeast Wyoming and western Nebraska area. Call to schedule your appointment so our team can help you with any hearing health care need. Call 426-4327 or find us at brandtaudiology.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise, for today's skies becoming mostly sunny, expected daytime high 52, westerly winds at 10 to 15, gusting as high as 25. Partly cloudy for tonight, a low down to 29. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny with a chance of sprinkles developing during the afternoon. It's going to be a little bit on the breezy side, westerly winds at 10 to 20. Look for a daytime high near 54, and mostly clear Tuesday night, a low 31.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on the show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480, KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today as we get yet to talk with another head coach, and this time from our northern region, Region 9, Steve Soza, the head coach of the Western Wyoming Community College Mustangs, as they are now the Region 9 champions and get to move on to the NJCAA National Tournament. But, Coach, first off, congratulations. And, again, if a team deserved it this season, your team fought hard and put it out on the floor every time they were asked to do so.
I definitely appreciate it. We've been pretty blessed here with the group of kids that we have this year. I think last time we spoke, I kind of bragged about how great they were academically and as personalities. And you know what? We stubbed our toe a couple times during the conference play on the road, but these kids showed resilience. They came out and competed hard against McCook on Thursday, and I think we came out away with a 13-point victory. Then we competed against Gillette for the third time, and you know how it is facing a team for the third time. It's hard to do. Again, they showed resilience. He came out with a 13-point victory, and then obviously the whole school, NJC, where I was spending 10 years at, and pulled off a 16-point win in the regional championship, which was kind of bittersweet for me. But you know what? I'll take the sweet over the bitter any day.
You came out in the first half against the Plainsmen, and you were actually trailing. And then in the second half, I mean, what took place? Or what were the magic words, Coach, that you said at halftime that we can use on the air? So your team that got them sparked for that second half.
I talked to Coach Trinkle. I spent 10 years with him, and I mean, man, we're in each other's heads. We know what each other does. We talk almost every other day. We have both the same defensive principles, and at halftime we stopped and talked real quick, and we talked about how great the defense was. Our principles are pretty much similar, where we don't allow baseline drives, and we have somebody waiting in the middle of the paint for them when somebody does get there, and so. At halftime, we kind of went in and talked to our guys that we've been in this situation before. We've been down 12 with minute 20 at USU Eastern earlier in the year and came back and won. We're down 18 against Gillette and came back and won. Even home at Casper, we were down by 10, 15 and came back and won. So my kids understand when we make adjustments, they're quick to adapt and do what's being asked of them. And we made one final adjustment about the 6-minute mark, and where we dragged most of the players from NJC to the free throw line or above, where it created driving angles for our guards to attack baseline and find the shooters. So again, got to give a lot of credit to our kids who pay attention during timeouts, during half times, because they want to win, and that's the most important thing. As for the colorful words, I've kind of took quite a few steps away from that at halftime nowadays. I did that early in the year, and to see the faces on my kids where they kind of freaked out a little bit, and my assistant coach kind of sat me down. He sat me down, if you can believe that, and told me that I needed to learn to talk these kids through things instead of screaming and yelling at them, and it's helped us in the long run.
Yeah, without a doubt, Oregon, it has led to Western Wyoming now moving on to the national tournament, a game you'll compete in next week, again against Angelina, Texas. That will be a 13 versus 20 at least matchup on the seeding in the national tournament, where the winner of that match will move on to take on the number 4 seed, that being Salt Lake. But for you, Coach, going back to this regional tournament again, that victory over Northeastern Junior College. Second season with this Western Wyoming squad as the head coach. Last year, kind of middle of the pack in Region 9 with how top-heavy it was, especially in the North Division with Casper, Sheridan, and the likes. But this season, to go from where you were last year to this season to now being on the top of the mountain. Talk about your emotions. Talk about the feelings right now, a few days removed from winning that championship.
To be honest, I'm exhausted. I'm extremely exhausted. This season has taken a mental and physical toll because, you experience success and your whole mind frame is you want more, you want more, you want more. You're never satisfied. And the climb this year was pretty remarkable. I mean, last year, let's face it, Casper and Sheridan were just on a different level than anybody in this region. I mean, those two teams with Coach Hammer and Dan Russell, give them all the credit in the world because those guys really coached the crap out of their kids, made them compete at a high level defensively and offensively. And so, with the departures of Coach Russell to Montana State and Coach Hammer to CSU Pueblo, obviously, Coach Ball and Coach Gutting, new reins, new first-time head coaches, and they kind of went through the learning experience that I did last year. And so, obviously you still had Brad Schmidt at Central who's seasoned and Coach Neri who's won quite a bit up here. The coaching ranks kind of, I guess, evened out a little bit more when it comes to experience. Because Brad's in the second year, I'm in my second year, and then Cody and Sean are both in their first years. And so it kind of evened the playing field a little bit when it comes to the X's and O's and the relationship building that needs to be taking place with kids. And I'll tell you what, the North, man, it was definitely some parity in it. Sheridan was just as talented as Minnie. They played a different style of basketball, and Cody got the most out of those kids, especially defensively. Brad had most of his kids back, and he did a great job. And got to give a lot of credit to Gut and Cody because, as being first-year coaches in a program like that where they're expecting you to win, those guys stepped up to the challenge. But as for me, we finished third last year at 8-6, basically 3 games between us and the fourth place team, and obviously we were 4 games behind the first and second place team. But we kind of had an idea going into the season that we had an opportunity to be pretty special with the kids that we had coming back in Manel, Jalen, and Trey Marble and Sindhu Cisse. All we had to do is find the right kids to go around them, and our kids were a big part of our recruiting process into finding the right kids to go with what we had coming back. They had a big say in it, and honestly, it's been such a phenomenal ride. I there's no other words I can put into it because we broke a lot of records here. The most wins in the school in a season, 30 wins, first North Region 9 championship, conference title. Obviously we've gotten the top 10. And all 6 of my sophomores are going to graduate. So it's been a remarkable run. I hate to see it come to an end. We just got done with practice a little bit ago. We talked about enjoying and embracing the moment as much as we can, smiling and giggling and acting like high school kids all over again. Just embracing it and enjoying it because I tell my sophomores, you better enjoy it. And I tell my freshmen, now you've got a standard. And to get to 30 wins next year without these sophomores is going to be a tall task.
Let's talk about your athletes there in Rock Springs, a part of that Mustang squad that, again, is headed on to the national tournament coming up next week where, again, you will be the 13th seed taking on the 20 seed Angelina, Texas. But, your sophomores, your freshmen, whether we talk here on the local side with our local high school, at least head coaches for football, basketball, whatever it may be, where, again, the end game is, yes, wins and losses, and, again, those state championships, but also, too, again, what comes with the territory is moving your athletes onto the next level. Same out there with Rock Springs and yourself, Coach Soza, where, again, your sophomores, some of your freshmen might be moving on to that next level. But talk about how important it was this season to win the, at least Region 9 championship, to get that notoriety across the nation, and now to kind of spotlight some of the talent that is in Rock Springs on national television, which I do believe is on CBS Sports Network. But, again, to move them on to that next level, that D1 opportunity for your athletes there in Rock Springs.
Yeah, it's extremely important. I think, actually, to be honest, I think all 6 of my sophomores have offers on the table, whether Division I, NAIA, or Division II, which is remarkable because it opens the doors. You build more relationships with more coaches who help you get to know more kids out there, and it builds a program. Obviously, I have Manella Yole, who was a Player of the Year in the North. I think he has 9 Division I offers right now, kind of like we talked about throughout the year, our team is deep, and it doesn't matter who scores points each night because it's a different leading scorer. Manel kind of struggled during the Region 9 tournament, but I had LaShawn Duhart, who averaged 8 points a game for me throughout the year, step up and average about 16 a game in the Region 9 tournament. He went from, getting some small interest from some D2s to having about 3-4 offers coming back from Sterling. And it just trickles down. Trey Marble had a couple, 2-3 Division II offers, and we come back from Sterling. I get about 5 phone calls a day on him alone. Same with Sindhu Cisse. He had a couple of Division II offers, and all of a sudden he goes down to Sterling, Colorado, and played really well. And all of a sudden he came back with 4 offers, which is our goal as junior college coaches, try to move these kids on and make sure they get an education. Coach Pierce and Coach Hagen, who are my assistant coaches, do a great job with these kids, monitoring their academics, spending time with them in the gym, and explaining the necessities of being successful at the Division I, Division II levels. Because when you're the big dog at one level and you have to move up to the next level, all of a sudden you're a small fish in the pond, and that's one thing that we constantly preach to these kids, that you have to be willing to sacrifice something of your own if you want to get something bigger, and that's what all these slick sophomores did this year, and that continues down the line too. Dane Prim has received his first Division I offer, and he'll be back in the region next year. Trevor Trost had multiple D1s interested in him, and I think he wants to come back next year because I think he wants to go a little bit higher. These kids have put Rock Springs on the map and kind of made me look like I knew what I was doing, and I give them all the credit more than me taking the credit.
Coach, one final thought from me, and again, congratulations on the tournament victory. And again, this is March Madness, so you want your team playing at its best right now, top of the heap. And again, you've been challenged by all comers. You get the 3-game sweep in Sterling. I think the most impressive stat that I see besides the W is the amount of turnovers. You only had 8 turnovers against NJC, so you're taking care of the basketball. Again, as you head into this national tournament right now, is there still room for improvement, so to speak?
I think so. I'll be honest. The week before the region tournament, I used some colorful language to challenge them about guarding people, and because I think we are giving up.
I'm telling your mom, you know that.
She sat behind the bench, and I almost lost it during the game. I looked back, and I got the evil eye looking at me. So I tamed it back quite a bit. I did take my jacket off, but I didn't chuck it like I did when you guys were here last year. But she gave me the evil eye when I did that. No, I think we need to get better defensively, and that's going to be the key, especially at the national tournament. Because Angelina, I'm watching their film right now, and I'm just looking at these athletes going, "Oh my goodness." Obviously it's just film, but I'm just floored by it, and that's one thing we're going to preach the next 3 days before we head out on Thursday. Just getting down to the grind, the dirt, getting our fingernails dirty, getting scrapes on our knees, and fighting for everything we can defensively. Because we feel like we have a good enough continuity on the offensive side, sharing the ball. I think we average about 19 assists a game, which to me is remarkable. LaShawn Duhart, after his performance, he's almost averaging 10 points a game. So that's nearly putting us at 6 guys averaging double digits, which is unheard of when it comes to college basketball. We're going to try to keep building on the defensive side and trying to control games. I think we held McCook to 67. Gillette to 72, and NJC to 66, which is substantially below their season averages. So that's our goal for the next couple of days is defense.
Well, Coach, we say good luck to you out there in Hutchinson, Kansas, where, again, coming up this game on Monday, happening out there in the Hutchinson Sports Arena, where, again, for Western Wyoming, it will be the number 13 seed taking on number 20, Angelina, Texas. That is a Texas team that comes in at 24-9, Western Wyoming 30-4. Again, the winner of that contest will take on the number 4 seed, Salt Lake. So, again, congrats to at least you, Coach, and your Mustangs of winning the Region 9 tournament. Good luck out there in the national tournament. Again, for Western Wyoming as well, with Casper not making it to the national tournament, they are the only lone Wyoming team to represent here of the Region 9 in the state of Wyoming on the national level. So, again, Coach, we say congrats and best of luck out there in Kansas.
Hey, I appreciate it. Honestly, I can't wait to get back or get you guys back here in the gym or be down there because I do enjoy you guys. I was talking about that to somebody down in Sterling, telling I wish we would have had coverage like this in Colorado when I was there. I appreciate all you guys what you do for junior college athletics in Wyoming. You guys do a phenomenal job.
Thank you very much, Coach. We appreciate those kind words.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
Steve Soza, head coach of the Western Wyoming Community College Mustangs. They are tournament bound, NJCAA tournament bound. We got to take a timeout, and when we come back, breaking news, but not surprising news coming out of the Gem City. We're back after this.
What is Schwab's modern approach to investing? It's great service. It's transparency about how much you're paying in fees and commissions. It's offering some of the lowest costs in the industry backed by a satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund the eligible fees and work with you to make things right. So ask yourself, are you getting low cost and award-winning service? If not, maybe it's time to call Schwab. Visit Sam at the Cheyenne Independent Branch or schwab.com/Cheyenne for more information. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. Family-owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale, too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise, for today's skies becoming mostly sunny, expected daytime high 52, westerly winds at 10 to 15, gusting as high as 25. Partly cloudy for tonight, a low down to 29. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny with a chance of sprinkles developing during the afternoon. It's going to be a little bit on the breezy side, westerly winds at 10 to 20. Look for a daytime high near 54, and mostly clear Tuesday night, a low 31.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Well, the news has been out for a few minutes, and we are getting to it right now. Again, not surprising news that Alan Edwards is out as the head coach at the University of Wyoming, which, again,
albeit after
a very good showing in the Mountain West Conference tournament. And they gave Utah State a run in that semifinal.
They got hot at the right time, but does, again, the run in the Mountain West tournament basically overshadow what was the regular season for the Cowboys. And again, by that athletic department, by AD Tom Berman, they said no. Pretty much of, hey, the lack of attendance, the poor performance the past couple seasons. Sorry, Coach Edwards, you got to go.
The decision was made, and it was a tough decision, I think.
Well, again, after
the regular season.
Well, after the regular season, but also too after, again, social media, the outcry by his players, his athletes there, a part of that Cowboy program, basically showing their support, saying, hey, give this guy an opportunity, give him a shot. This is what we can do.
But Coach Edwards, and again, we like Allen. He's a class individual. Yeah. He knows it's a business.
Yeah.
And again, when you get into this business,
on the D1 level, where again, for instance, with what we see here on the local side in JUCO, hey, you can have a similar season like that. Again, not to nitpick or at least kind of put the spotlight, but again, we had that season here with LCCC. Again, those wins and losses don't have as much heavy weight compared to D1 basketball, where again, you're talking millions of dollars, thousands of dollars.
You are judged by W's and L's, and you're judged by butts in seats.
Because, again, that's money, that's revenue, big-time money that's going back to that university.
And fans just stopped coming to watch the Cowboys play. Now, again, the Cowboy team we saw at the Mo West tournament was the team we were hoping to see all season long.
That's a team of, where were you at?
And again, they rose to the occasion. They probably got it, left it on the floor knowing that coach was possibly not going to be there. Maybe they were doing everything in their powers, I think that's to save his job.
I think that's plain and simple. What you saw, especially some of the motions, the post-game comments by one Allen Edwards after, I do believe, the Nevada victory, where, again, break it down in tears saying, hey, they fought for this. They played their hearts out, man, where, without a doubt they did. And I think that was kind of the writing on the wall, so to speak, for the Cowboys of, hey, this could be the end for our coach, the guy that recruited it. Again, he's like family to us at this point in time. Let's do it. Let's leave it all on the line for him, for coach, to kind of have that opportunity.
Even against Utah State, where they made a couple of good runs, they could never, get over the hump against the Aggies. Even if they would have beat the Aggies and faced San Diego State in the championship, and again, they would have had a lot of momentum, I don't think they would have beat the Aztecs. It still would not have saved his job. No. It's a good way to send out Coach Edwards. Coach Edwards, that's going to look good on the resume, what he did at the Mountain West Conference tournament. And again, will Coach Edwards be picked up? Probably.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good coach.
I think without a doubt. Again, that isn't going to be a question. It's pretty much of, will he be a head coach somewhere, or is it, again, an assistant role that he gets picked up by? Again, that's to be determined. But, yes, Coach Allen Edwards will get another job.
But here's the next train of thought. And, again, Larry Cheyenne, for all the good that he didn't put butts in seats in the University of Wyoming's Arena Auditorium.
No.
Allen Edwards, since taken over for Larry Cheyenne, has not put butts in seats. So you're going to need.
He also, too, let's not forget, though, for Coach Allen Edwards, you had 2 back-to-back 21 seasons. Yes, albeit, again, the CBI or CIT, whatever tournament that they won.
And they lost money hosting the CBI.
That's neither here nor there. Again, you could still have that championship banner up there for whatever it's worth. But, again, still did that in his tenure, though, where, again, they were the 140th best team by winning that tournament. But they still did, though.
Here's the deal. You're going to have to find that head coach. And this is going to be on Tom Berman now.
Yeah.
He's going to have to find that coach that, A, is going to motivate this current team of players that are coming back to turn that 7-23 around next year. They got to do that immediately, because that coach is going to have that personality to, A, attract people to come out and watch this team play. And, again, he's going to have that personality to turn this team into a above 500 team contender.
Is Rick Pitino still looking for a job?
No, we don't want problems. So, again, I don't know who's out there.
Again, who's available out there for the Wyoming Cowboys to pick up?
Do we wait till after March Madness? Do we look at?
Is it someone you look down at D2, JUCO ranks to kind of bring up as a possibility?
Somebody that's currently looking for a job. Who knows?
Is it someone on the bench right now for the Wyoming Cowboys?
No,
probably not. I don't think that's going to be a possibility, but
I think that entire staff is probably going bye-bye.
Yeah, I would think so, especially after the past couple seasons of where it's kind of soured right now. I would anticipate that. But right now, the search is on as of right now. But where do you look? Again, that's up in the air. You got to wait for other programs to kind of move on. Yeah.
Edwards still has 1 year left on his contract, so it's a buyout with a base pay of $220,000, and he has about $290,000 in other guaranteed compensation. So about $500,000.
You figure right now for the Cowboys, who you want to look at as assistants right now in D1 programs in some of the mid-major schools. And again, I'd look to one that's up in Spokane, Washington, that's been consistently great. You probably look at that, at least coaching staff up there for the Bulldogs of saying, hey, we got an availability. You could still stay in day, at least in D1 basketball, but here's a head coaching opportunity in another mid-major conference.
Did you hear the numbers I threw out, Nick? Again, money talks. You're going to have to pay somebody some money.
They're not going to get anyone big name in there. Again, you got to look to if I'm Tom Berman, if I'm that athletic department right now, you look at some of those more successful D1 programs, i.e. Gonzaga, you go maybe Kentucky, maybe somewhere in there. You go, hey, who's looking for a job in some of those successful programs?
But you got to start talking at $500,000.
It's not going to come cheap, without a doubt.
Yeah, and maybe that next general on the floor is going to run about $1 million. Who knows?
If the Cowboys go cheap on the head coaching position, which
then you'll get a Heath Schroyer back in town, and they don't want that.
You're going to get a similar result of what you've seen in the past couple seasons. But right now, it is in that athletic department of determining do you go after a name in D1 basketball? Do you try to do that? Again, I tossed out Rick Pitino. It's not going to happen. But do you find that guy that is synonymous across the nation that goes, okay, let's move you on up?
You got to find the guy who.
Do you look towards Dayton right now? At least a mid-major darling right now.
You talk $500,000 right at the table. But again, you have to talk about a guy or a female. Whoever's going to run the program that is going to be that personality to attract fans, as well as get that team motivated to switch that 7-23 to 23-7. And again, overall, they went 9-24 in the season with their 2-1 performance at the Mountain West Conference Tournament. So again, you got a lot of building to do, and you have to our fans want to see winners. They don't want to see that basketball we saw earlier this year.
The fickle fan base that goes, hey, this is awful. We need to get rid of Allen Edwards, and then 2 wins in the Mountain West Tournament. Hey, this team's good. Let's keep Allen Edwards. You got to work with the fan base that you're given right now. It's a fan base that, if you're losing, turns your back. When you're winning, hey, they're back there to show their support. So you got to realize that. You got to find that personality out there that's going to deal with that in the best way. And again, deal with it on the personnel level, deal with it on the fan level, media level, however, to kind of spin it of, hey, it's working. This is what our program is. Blah, 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 to get back to the winning nature of Wyoming Cowboy basketball over there in Laramie, Wyoming.
We got to take one last timeout.
No, we don't need to take a timeout.
You're just going to go to
we've already gone through all.
You're going to go to the fishbowl of awesomeness. Well tell everybody what you're doing.
We're going to lead up to what we're doing right now. But as 1480 KRAE has partnered with Cheyenne Roller Derby, again, we are proud to at least partner up with them. Again, they've given us some goodies, which we'll give away here soon, and I'll talk about that. But do want to remind folks, coming up March 21st, happening here in town over at Roller City, which is 5506 Weaver Road. Again, just by Two Bar Bowl over there. Again, it will be the Cheyenne Roller Derbies. Again, the Capitals taking on the Fremont County Cherry Bombs. Again, March 21st, that will be the first contest of roller derby. It's a doubleheader between juniors and adults. Doors open at 5:30. First whistle is at 6 p.m. You can purchase tickets at Ernie November or Roller City. Pre-sale tickets are $10 at the door. It's 12. Children under 12 and at least 12 and under are completely free to attend. Again, Roller Derby happening March 21st. And again, thank you to Cheyenne Roller Derby that have provided us tickets. Again, these tickets are valid for any home contest this season over there at Roller City. So what we're doing right now, as we'll do today, at least Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll give away a pair of tickets to go see a home contest this season. Also, too, on top of the prize pack, we'll give away 2 goodies to go see our friends over at Chick-fil-A at the corner of Delrange and Windmill. It is those mac and cheese freebies to go try that out. And on top of that, we're also giving away a $5 gift certificate to go see Sanford's Pub and Grub downtown Cheyenne. Again, $5. So again, to those who are at least, how about this? If you haven't entered yet, how you enter to get in to win either Tuesday or Wednesday's pair, or at least prize pack, you go to the Wyoming Sports Talk Today Facebook page. It's facebook.com/WildSportsTalk. Pinned at the top of that page is the post of how you enter by commenting, and sharing that post. That is 3 ways to get entries into the Fishbowl of Awesomeness, which, again, I'm going to at least dig into here very shortly to announce our winner for Monday's prize pack. But, again, that's how you find it. And 3 entries valid for this entire week to have a shot at this fantastic prize pack. So our first winner for Monday, as we haven't had ticket giveaways in quite some time, but our winner for this Monday is going to be Amber Leba.
Leba.
Yeah,
Leba.
So Leyba. Amber, congratulations. You are our winner for today. Again, you won that prize pack to go see the Cheyenne Capitals. Again, the roller derby in action. Again, valid for any home contest this season over at Roller City. The Chick-fil-A goodies, and also to the $5 gift certificate to Sanford's Grub and Pub. So congratulations. I will message you on Facebook of how you come by, pick up your prize pack, and go attend a roller derby contest happening this year, again, over at Roller City.
All right, and again, if you're just tuning in, the big news out of Laramie is Alan Edwards is officially out as the head coach. National search is now on for the next bench boss at the University of Wyoming.
Do want to keep on the promo side of things. Again, as we talk about roller derby in action coming up March 21st, 28th of March, happening at 6 p.m. over at LCCC, happening at least in the Clay Pathfinder building, which is the main middle building across from the LCCC arena. It will be Casino Night, which is LCCC Athletics, the Blue and Gold Bash. It is benefiting LCCC Golden Eagle Athletic Scholarships and student athletes. Again, it is the Casino Night, March 28th, Saturday, 6 p.m. at the Clay Pathfinder building. $30 per person is the ticket cost, $50 per couple. It'll have silent auctions, heavy hors d'oeuvres, cash bars. Some of those auction items include Denver Nuggets tickets, again, sushi, at least making lessons. I think recent, the grand prize is dinner date out to the Metropolitan Restaurant downtown. Again, all those details are online at least golccc.com or on their social media sites. Tickets to find and purchase them, go to lccc.wy.edu/blue and gold bash. You can call 307-778-1314, or you can email Megan Schiffle at mschiffle, MSHIFFLE at lccc.wy.edu. Childcare is available for ages 5 to 12 as well, too, for parents that are worried about that. Again, childcare for free for this event.
All right, we are wrapping up our program for today. Again, thank you to Tagg, Lain joining us in our first hour. Eric Westling here in hour number 2. Steve Soza as well, the head coach at Western Wyoming, as they get ready for the NJCAA National Tournament coming up this evening. We are back at